What is going on, everybody? It is time for Overcast, an Overwatch podcast, the Overwatch podcast. We're so glad to have you all. Now that we've got the stream issues resolved. Apparently, some of the Eastern servers did not like me streaming to them lately, so we just changed them. We're good. We're good. But as you can see, we have a very special guest with us this week, so we will be getting to him in just a moment. I know, right? Right? So, thank you very much for joining us this episode 19 of Overcast. Remember to follow us on Twitter at Overcast Show. You can follow our blog page, which is theovercastshow.blogspot.com. You can listen to the audio version of this on iTunes or Podbean, and you can also visit our Facebook page. Go and give it some love. And we are all under frozenfoxradio.com, where you can learn about this and all of our other podcasts. So, with that out of the way, we are here. I'm Frostee. This is Chris, Matrix Overwatch, way up in the corner. And right in between us, we got a guest. What's going on, man?
Cool, everything's fine. I'm super excited to be on the show. Big fan of the show, and thanks for having me. It's great.
We're so glad. Give everybody a little introduction. Who are you?
So I am venaGe. I'm running a YouTube channel based around just Overwatch. I'm super excited to play the game finally, and this is how I do. So I'm a YouTuber.
Excellent, excellent. Well, we are glad to have you on the show. It's great to get somebody else from the community on the show and talk to you. And you do a lot of great videos and a lot of great work and reporting.
Thanks.
I especially remember the Road to BlizzCon. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So I really enjoyed that. And so one of the first things we like to do is we like to talk about what we've been up to this week. So Chris, well, I guess I'll start with you. What have you been up to?
Boy, I just kind of feel like I've been sitting up here in the corner just like, hey, is he gonna bring me in at all?
I know, right?
I'm just kind of sitting here twiddling my thumbs, just like, oh, look, we have a guest. Yeah, that's cool. Introduce your freaking host.
He's a guest. Southern hospitality, right? While I'm living in Alabama, at least.
Podcast hospitality. Let's get this right.
Podcastatality. Sounds like a fatality, like in Mortal Kombat or something.
Oh,
Kill
dear.
somebody with an iPod.
Let's not go. Let's not go there. Mortal Kombat, I have such a very love-hate relationship.
Oh yes. So let's go. What have you been up to?
Well, a lot of the same. It's been a lot of work. It's not the best being human resources for a company near the end of the year when you have to do all of your end of the year reporting. It's a little bit hectic, like with the ACA and with the IRS and all this, like all this freaking like 1509C reporting, all this stuff. I hate it. I hate it. But yeah, we're pushing through it just like normal.
Awesome.
Been enjoying more of the Overwatch beta. Been testing out the new patch that came out just a couple days ago, right before the weekend stress test, which we'll talk about a little bit here later. And then finally got a copy of Legacy of the Void, so I've been working through the campaign there and losing constantly in ranked play because I'm absolutely terrible at playing StarCraft right now. I was almost Masters back in Wings of Liberty, didn't play any Heart of the Swarm, and now with Legacy of the Void out, I'm like, what do I do? I don't. And bear in mind, Wings of Liberty was 5, 6, 7 years ago. My reflexes were way faster back then.
Yeah, that feels like us in that co-op mission last night when we were like, oh, yeah, we just got wrecked.
Yeah, so now I'm just like, wow, I got to get my freaking StarCraft chops back. But been enjoying the beta stress test weekend so far.
Awesome.
And just been kind of kicking it. What have you been up to, Bryce?
Well, I've been playing the beta now that I have a little bit more free time. Classes are ending, which means that it's time to get ready for finals, which is it's that good and bad part of the year because I don't have to go to class anymore, but instead of class, I got to cram for finals. I don't have finals till December 2nd, I think. First week of December. But that period right now is like the window of stress of am I going to be ready enough? But other than that, just doing that, getting through the beta, getting some more time in it now, which is a lot of fun because I was restricted.
But after this round of finals, you're going to be like at your official halfway mark, though, yeah?
I'll be officially halfway through law school, and that is a great great thing because even though you got to your first year and you're on the downslide, getting halfway through it's kind of feels real now because I know I've gone halfway and I'm like I can do it again. I just got to do that again one more time.
Got it. So, what have you been up to, venaGe? I know you've gotten into the stress test weekend and you're now permanently flagged.
Yes, I did.
Confetti.
So we know the last couple of days have probably been nothing but Overwatch. But what have you been up to the last couple of weeks?
The last couple of weeks, yeah, in a way, I was for sure waiting to get into the game, to play it. I was working on YouTube, on concepts, making plans for what I'm going to cover in the future with my channel when I get in. A lot of work on the sideways, but in a way, yeah, I was preparing my team. I'm a competitive player as well. I'm playing for a much bigger clan in Germany, so we are making some tactics up. But the most of the time it was like, yeah, pain to wait. Finally got in. I'm super excited.
Were you like lighting candlelight vigils, making a shrine to Blizzard, like anything
I
you
made
could do?
everything. Rain dances. There was like a funny picture when I got home and I saw that I got flagged. I was like literally crying on the ground. Like my God, I had to take a picture because like. You know, I was hyped for games in the future. I was for sure, and I'm a very passionate player. But I just couldn't believe it. I just couldn't even press the button because I was like, "Nah, that's not real. I'm not gonna press this."
No way.
So real quick, let me ask the question: do you have any children, Patrick?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Did you have more children before the Overwatch beta? We don't want you having to sacrifice your firstborn just to get in the beta.
No, man, no. I did not. But yeah. So it's all Overwatch right now. I'm super happy to be in there. Super happy to make new content in the future that I couldn't do by the time now. And yeah. I'm very happy.
It's like when we sent you the invite to be on the show, I was like, you know, I as long as I can pry you away from the game. I know you just got in. If we can pry you away from the game just for a few minutes.
It's only going to be for 30 to 40 minutes, so we'll be all right, I think.
There you go.
You can keep me for however you want. I'm happy to be with you guys, man. I'm always happy to meet up with people from the community. We are all a big community. We should be together. And I love that about Overwatch.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly. We're all passionate about Overwatch. It's great to have somebody else on here because we know you're super enthusiastic. So once we found out you're going to be the beta, we were like, we got to get you on. We got to get that. We got to capture it. We got to capture that enthusiasm. Get it in here.
You don't even know how much I'm excited. So.
Yeah, no, that was all Bryce. I just kind of sat here getting my butt kicked in Legacy of the Void. So I mean, it is what it is.
That's all good. Well, shall we move on to the topics of the week?
Sure.
All right.
Nah.
No.
I just like shooting the crap for 40 minutes. You know, it's whatever.
Let's just log off the stream and go play, right? Just kidding.
That's what we're doing right after this. So
I'm surprised you're not doing it while we're on the stream.
Just try to move not the head, just the hands, like no one can see it.
You're like, hold on.
I declined the state. I'm doing this one-handed right now. So. I'm Bastion. All I did is hit left shift, and now I'm just kind of like.
You're all over the place there.
Ouch. Well, venaGe, we want to let you introduce yourself, your history. Maybe if you were to give your history of gaming, like what some of your favorite games are, and give us what got you into the love of Overwatch. What started that?
So I'm gonna try to shorten it down. I play my whole life. Since ever I played, I was a competitive player. So for years I played Counter-Strike, like many of us out there. But the last recent thing that I played was Battlefield. I was playing semi-professional in Germany. We did kind of good in Europe. I was kind of in front of getting to the professional level. Then I stopped to play. And since then, I was really looking for a new game that I can jump on competitively, like maybe start a YouTube. So I was really playing every single game that was out there. But some of them fell down, didn't get big. And then I saw Overwatch and I knew, okay, this is Blizzard. This is Overwatch. I know they have a great community even for the other games. And this was one thing that got me in Overwatch. Was like my dream to give me a game that I could like really put everything I have into that. So actually, yes, I played all the years competitive, and this is a new chance to hop in again, make something big out of it. I hope.
Awesome.
my game. So Battlefield was something of that in Counter-Strike. I mean, like bases.
Did you ever play Dirty Bomb?
I did, yes. As I said, I tried
I'm
all the games.
so sorry. Dirty Bomb
mean-
was such an epic failure. I mean, don't get me wrong, the core gameplay by itself it was fun, but it failed so hard when it came to anything competitive.
Yeah, that's true. I know some competitive players here in Germany. I mean, I played it as well. I was thinking, okay, could get something. Maybe they did some wrong choices with classes they bring out or characters, how you want to call them. That's true. I mean, some competitive games had hard times in the last years. I don't know. It's like, even as I said, after I played Battlefield, I was thinking, okay, let's jump on Battlefield Hardline. I liked the game. It was fun to play, but it just fell down
Yeah.
from 1 month. Like,
Yeah, Hardline flopped pretty hard too.
yeah, we had like a player base from 100,000 to one day, and the next day it was like 5,000 people online worldwide. I was like, what the hell is going on here? Like,
End of the world.
Everybody went back to Battlefield 4 because it was a superior title.
Battlefield 4.
yeah, probably. But this is something as well I want to point out about Overwatch. I think Overwatch is really fresh and new, and it plays so different to all these other shooters out there. It's just great. I just love it. I love it for having all these heroes that are play so differently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can play a Pharah and you're all over in the air. The next round you play like a Reinhardt. You have a total different. So this game combines so much play styles in one game. It's just great. I love it for what it is. So it's in that point it's very different and not so generic like a lot of other shooters in a way.
Exactly. Well, tell us a little bit about your YouTube channel and what you do there and what you plan on doing. If you want to release a little leak of anything you want to do, it's up to you.
Yeah. So my YouTube channel is basically very really about everything that's concerning Overwatch, like news and what's new in Overwatch, what's to come. So I want to keep people update what it is. But mainly in the future, I guess I want to go. Like I said, I'm a competitive player. So I'm planning on doing really intense guides on the heroes, map reviews, what are the exciting points where you can be in the map, tactics, something like that. I think this is going to be, hopefully when it's going to be competitive big, cover up matches, leagues, stuff like that. So this is like the plans for the next days, playing a lot, get in the game finally, see what I like about it, something like that, talk about it. But I want to give people out there that kind of new to the game as well, like a place where they can look up how you play Overwatch, how you can play it the best effectively.
Very nice.
Stuff like that, yeah.
Awesome.
So now that we're knee deep in the stress test weekend, you've had a couple of days to actually play the game outside of Road to BlizzCon. Who's your favorite hero now, and why do you like him?
And that's a great question because I was just talking today to some friend of mine. It's very interesting because, I mean, I have a YouTube channel. People can look up. I made videos for the Road to BlizzCon, what I experienced there, how I feel about all the heroes because I tried to play all the heroes. I was standing hours in the row to do this. And it's funny because when I first saw the heroes, I loved Zenyatta. I loved his look. I loved everything about him, his lore. It was just great. So I went to Road to BlizzCon. I played him. I was like, nah, that's not how it looked to me. And for me, it's kind of the biggest surprise. I love Zenyatta. He's just great. He's a great support hero. You can you can make ton of damage with him. You can heal up your team super effectively. So I was really surprised. And this is one great thing about Overwatch. Like, to look at the videos, they kind of give you sometimes a different perspective, but when you really get your hands on, you can play the hero in a totally different way that maybe the player did in the videos. So Zenyatta was one of my heroes that I was super surprised. As well, Junkrat. Like, I saw Junkrat, the gameplay video, I was like, cool, it's a cool character, but it's probably not something for me. I played him last night and he's great. I just love him. I love to play him. I love his bombs. I love that you can use his mine as a damage thing, not just to move around the map. I love the trap. He's just super fun. Like, it's great. So
there's nothing more satisfying when you're playing Junkrat than throwing your mine up at an ulting Pharah and just completely.
Oh man, yeah, that's the ultimate. Yeah,
that's my favorite thing to do with Junkrat. Just like, oh look, dink, you're dead. Oh, so much fun.
I mean, I love the traps as well. You run around, someone is is trapped, you constantly get a smile on your face. It's like playing, I don't know, like catching a little rat running over the map, and she gets in the thing. So yeah,
The only thing
it's
I can
great.
think of when you said that is just trapping a tracer. That's always so satisfying.
Yeah,
And you're like,
that's
oh,
great.
look what I've got here.
Yeah, no blinking out of that one. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's super great. Yeah.
All right, so kind of leading into that, we all know the stress test weekend has started. Thousands upon thousands of players from all over the world, mostly the Americas and Europe, have been invited to partake in the Friday to Monday morning shenanigans, as you might think. Uh, we have 21 heroes. All of them are available. Three maps, Watchpoint Gibraltar, Kingsborough, and Hanamura, are all currently available. And they're my three least favorite maps, I'm just going to be honest. So me playing this weekend, I'm just like, well, screw me. Never going to get to play Hollywood. Never going to get to play Anubis. I'm just kind of like sitting here like, But hey, it actually it hasn't been too bad. You know, I've been doing a little bit of pump stomping, but
It hasn't been too bad, like you said. I've really, you've definitely seen though the people that haven't either they haven't played FPS or they haven't been really that familiar with Overwatch versus the people that are or preformed teams, because I've never won a match on King's Row as fast as I did in a match last night. I just rode on top of the payload all the way in. I don't think we even stopped.
Was that one of the ones that I was playing with you?
I think one of the ones we played was almost like that. I actually played in one better after that, like
Yeah,
later in
and
the
then
night.
we did the same thing on Hanamura too,
Yeah.
where we kind of just walked, capped, and we were just like,
Yeah.
okay, I guess this is how it goes. But so I'm gonna direct this one to you, venaGe. How does the game feel now in comparison to when you last played it at Road to BlizzCon?
I have to be honest. When I started to play it, after I got flagged for it, I have to say it feels kind of very different in a way. It was a different version, Road to BlizzCon. All the patches was not there. One point that I have to point out is that the kills got much slower now in a way. It feels like at Road to
higher time to kill.
BlizzCon, a higher time to kill. Yes, of course. Pharah was back then super strong. Like she killed everything with her rockets. I was playing against McCree. I was just freaking out at Road to BlizzCon. Trolden, this Hearthstone guy. He just played McCree, and his alternate attack back then was super effective on long range. In the middle, you're just always hitting everything. So if you got flashbanged, it was it. There was no
Yeah.
escape. So it was very different. But overall, I would say, yeah, the kill time they made the game right now. You survive a bit longer than it was before. What I think in a way it's a good thing, but it changed pretty significantly. But I like the changes by now. I think they balance it very good, but it's different. It was very different to that point. So I was really surprised. I got in the game. I was like, okay, this is not running like I used to it. So I had to get in again there. But yeah, they did some changes. It was
Yeah,
pretty different.
they introduced a Pharah nerf and a McCree nerf and
Luckily.
Yeah.
a Mercy
yeah.
nerf.
Yeah,
They nerfed
yeah.
her finally.
That was
Thank God.
that was sad. That was sad.
Ha.
We got a quote nerf last time, and now it's a real one. The nerf bat's still swinging.
Well, let's be honest. They reverted the change on the ultimate, but they're gonna nerf it again. We already know this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have to ask, because you play on EU, have you had any stability issues, or does the game run pretty good over there too? Like any lag or weird restarting? I had an issue the other day, like about a week ago. The servers were getting kind of crazy, and I got stuck in the loading screen for Temple of Anubis. It reloaded like 17 times, I think. I don't even know what was going on, but have you had any weird issues like that, or everything working pretty smoothly so far for you?
So this is like the second time where like Blizzard really surprised me, because I was thinking, okay, so we're gonna have a lot more players. Before they were talking that they are working on getting more players in. It's like a server thing. They're testing them out, and luckily I had nothing, like really nothing. I didn't find a bug, a glitch or something, like lags or something, interruptions. Even at peak times in the night here in Germany, where I'm located at, there was nothing, like nothing. It was totally fine, and it's great. I mean, they did great work on that. We don't know the exact number, how much people are right now are in there, but I'm pretty sure it's much more than before because it was just a limited
Yeah.
number. But it was running so smooth, like there was nothing. Like there was a little downtime of the service because they did some changes, but since then it's running great. I found nothing, and it's fantastic. They're doing a great
Excellent.
job on that one. Yeah.
So
Yeah, you know, over here we did have a couple of small issues on Friday, I believe it was. I was at work, so I didn't get to experience them yet at
Yeah.
all. But ever since they did a little tweak and the crash bug was fixed, they released a small little patch.
Okay.
We have basically been playing just like we have back in the closed beta before the stress test weekend, only there's a lot more people who don't know what the hell they're doing.
That's something, yeah.
It's to be expected, though. It's to be expected.
Yeah, that's the
To be expected,
That's
not
accept-
welcomed, but expected.
So I have to ask then, have you tried out the voice chat in the game?
I have to say, not right now, but I'm gonna for sure test it out to see how good the quality is. They implemented it, but I have watched some Twitch, some other players before. It seemed good, but I'm gonna for sure test it out how it's working in the game.
Nice.
Something that's for tonight on the plan. Maybe with you guys if you would join me. We're gonna see. So
There we go. I mean,
Approved.
a lot of people like I've like when I play with Chris, for example. Sometimes we use Discord,
Yeah.
but when I'm playing on my own, I always try to use the voice chat because the voice chat has been actually fantastic compared to World of Warcraft. I mean, let's just forget World of
We won't
Warcraft
go-
had a
yeah,
voice
we
chat
will
at this point.
Not go into that.
But
I heard about that one.
But
Yeah.
it actually works really, really good. But the problem I've had is anytime I get with like a pug group, nobody ever uses it. And I think one of the problems that I have is that that's what kills us on the team is that you get in
Yeah,
there and no one
totally.
communicates at all.
Totally.
And
totally.
I'm in there trying to yell at people like say, hey, we're being flanked. Look out, there's a Widowmaker behind us or whatever it might be. And I don't think that, I don't ever hear anything else from them. So I'm hoping they're hearing me, but who knows?
Yeah, well, you either have people like the one gripe I have about the voice chat system is the fact that once you're in a game, people can be in their party
Oh, yeah.
voice chat or the
Oh, okay.
voice chat.
Yep.
I
Okay,
don't
okay,
like
see.
that at all. The reason being is you could have a party of 3 people who are just talking amongst themselves,
Mhm.
and the other 3 people are kind of like out in the dark. Like, what the hell?
Exactly.
I think that once you're in a match, you should be on the one team channel and only that team channel. And then once you're in lobby and all that, you go back to party, or when you're in post game, you can go back to party and all that. Make that all autonomous too. Just kind of give it that like nice and steady flow, so you don't have to constantly go back, press P, and find okay, go back into party or go back into team.
Yep.
So that means exactly that if you're in a party and you join a game and you don't switch to the team overall channel, you are locked away from them, so they can't
Yeah.
hear you.
Yeah, you can't hear them, they can't hear you.
That's
That's the only.
nah.
That's
Yeah.
the only complaint I have about the voice chat system. Other than that, it runs very smoothly. It's stable. It doesn't impact. It doesn't impact your net at all, which I'm very thankful for.
Yes.
And it's that's my only complaint.
I mean, hopefully they're gonna change in the future because I don't see a sense that you lock down yourself in a party when it's a game that's, as we all know, is based around pretty much team play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Which heroes are used in which phase. So yeah, but they're probably gonna work. I mean, right now Blizzard was always listening to the beta feedback. They respond very well in that. So I think they're gonna see this issue and fix it pretty fast. I hope so. Yeah. But you're totally right.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of
I believe
changes,
it's-
yeah,
We have more patch notes.
lots of changes.
notes.
More patch notes.
I need to get like a baseball bat out so I can swing it around when they start swinging that Nerf bat.
Only when it comes to to Mercy, though. I mean, that's the only hero you really play. So.
Hey,
Oh.
I think I do a pretty good job at it at least. So.
Yeah, good Mercy is always good in team. Yeah.
When he plays Mercy and I play Lucio, it's very hard for an enemy team to kill
Yep.
people. So.
Oh, or Mercy in the Widowmaker. I experienced this last night. We got a good position, man. I was like, that was crazy.
Damage
Love that.
boosted Widowmaker.
Oh,
even
man,
now,
yeah.
even now with the nerfs we're going to talk about.
Even
in
with
a
the
little
nerfs,
bit.
yeah.
It's still good. So let's start with Genji. So Genji
Okay.
he kind of got a core ability change when you think about it, because Swift
Yeah.
Strike doesn't do the bleed over time, damage over time effect anymore. So now the initial impact is increased, no more damage over time.
So basically, all they really did with this is they just front loaded all of his damage. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not. It's not. It can be kind of a nerf. People might think it is, but more of a quality of life change.
Yeah.
Because Genji is such a fragile person. You know,
Yeah.
he's got to get up at the front line, and he's only got 200 health. So
That's
when he
true,
swift
yeah.
strikes, you know, he would do the damage, and then the rest of the damage would tick over time. Well, guess what? He's gonna die by then.
Yeah.
So
But
they
yeah,
just
totally, yeah.
yeah, like I was just in a match as Genji right before we started our call for the podcast, and with the front-loaded damage now, you know, I land maybe 1 or 2 shurikens on a Tracer or a Widowmaker, and then I swift strike in on them. Boom, they're dead.
And that's
Now
it,
I
yeah.
don't have to worry about trying to survive until the damage ticks off on them. So in my opinion, it's more of a quality of life change.
Yeah.
From a more competitive aspect, what do you think about it, Patrick?
Yeah, but it's true. Now that you say it, you open my view because I had a different slight opinion. But now that you say it, it's true. Yeah, because you have the ability to not worry about them being still alive when the dot is active. You can move on, and it's a good thing, even competitive wise. I think it's a good choice to put this damage just in this one ability without the dot that's behind that. So yeah, it's great that it did it. I think it's gonna help players. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think about it, Bryce?
Yeah, I like it because I think it makes more sense. I mean, if a ninja comes
Yeah.
up and slashes you, you're gonna get damaged. You're gonna probably die pretty quick. And not only that, if he, he's gonna probably get killed if he's dashing in a bunch of players. And if he dies, then he can probably just, whoever he hits can be healed up pretty quick again with the damage over time. So
Yeah.
I think it makes a lot of sense to just do it up front and get it over with. Plus, he can just dash around, slice up people. He becomes more of a threat then you have to eliminate. With a small health pool, you can eliminate him, and I think that's not the problem. So
Yeah. So the next nerf we are going to talk about, I could just feel Bryce's heart just sinking right now.
Oh man.
So
we clawed a little
Mercy-
bit back, and then we taken all away.
Yeah, so Mercy's damage boost on the Caduceus staff was reduced, finally, down to 30% from 50. So that changes a lot on how Mercy prioritizes whether to heal, whether to damage boost, who to damage boost.
Yeah, it's significant. When I look at my numbers, especially after the game, I can damage boost like even a Bastion now, and it's such a huge difference that I'm like, man, is it even worth it? Because sometimes I would sacrifice healing somebody to damage boost somebody who I knew was going to do a lot of damage. Now I find myself making the decision a lot more like, okay, do I just go around and start healing people instead? And I kind of just transition to that unless we were trying to hold up like a hard point. And
Right.
it's been a lot more successful. So if you want to boost the healing, or if you want to put more of a weight on the healing that Mercy can do, I think that's definitely what's happened to me, at least my gameplay style. The change to the Resurrect also happened. Now it happens again at the
Not a change, it's a revert.
It's reversion, that's true.
Yeah.
They reverted from it going from the end of the animation back to the beginning of the animation, which in turn, again, a kind of a shadow buff. Actually,
Yeah.
not a shadow buff, a significant.
It's a
freaking
significant buff, really.
But
and
it's
I've
already been, it's already been put out by Blizzard that they're going to revisit it at a later date.
In the
but
future,
for now,
yeah.
they are going to just leave it at the beginning, and we'll just let it be that.
Yeah, it was
But
it was a big issue when it was at the end because I would try and right at the very end I'd get killed or something. And you
Yeah.
you walk around all the time with your ultimate, and it was kind of, I think, going to waste. And at the very beginning is too early, so they'll play with it again, and they'll find the right balance, I'm sure. It's just right now it's, I guess, easier just to kind of throw it back to where it was, I think.
Yeah, I think so. They said they're gonna probably try to maybe change the size, how big is the range of the ultimate to use it.
I agree with that. I think that would be a good change.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna come back to it. But yeah, a lot of people were saying, yeah, now it's in the end. So a lot of times you try to do it, and then in the doing it you die. They didn't know why they died in a way. So it's good that they took it back. I think they had a lot of problems with this in a way.
Exactly.
Yeah, back when they first did the nerf, it made Mercy feel a lot less useful.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, like you would
Yeah,
start your
yeah.
res and then somebody would kill you and
And that's it. Yeah.
Well, all of a sudden now your team's completely wiped and you've done absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
And,
Yeah.
and you got to run back with your ultimate still fully charged.
Yeah. Totally.
Which is a pain in
But-
the neck.
But I like that they took away the damage boost a bit because I think it puts more. It gives the players gonna more heal maybe from now and gonna, like you said already, they're gonna focus more on heal. That is kind of more important. I mean, she is a healer.
Yep.
That's her
Right.
job. Her ultimate is healing. The damage boost is still good, but I think it's a good thing they do. Probably it's gonna get in the right direction to heal more the players instead of sitting around in the corner with a Widowmaker or with a Bastion, as I said already, and I think the boost was pretty strong. I heard a lot of people and friends of me that saying, yeah, if you have a Bastion and he's damage boosting,
Oh yeah.
you can kill people like in 1 second and just come around the corner. That's it, like so.
It was awesome to be able
It's
to damage
crazy,
boost a
probably, yeah.
Bastion early in the day, and
Yeah.
you just sit there and watch it go plink, 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 plink.
I think it can be
That-
pretty
that-
nerfing if you can't even come close to him because there's no way like to close the gap. So yeah, they did a
Alright.
good job with that one.
Well, there's still plenty of ways to close the gap against the Bastion.
Yeah,
that's
People
true.
just haven't figured
Yeah.
it out yet, so everybody's playing Bastion and Torbjorn and starting to rage, and I'm just sitting there on Symmetra like right click.
Going through the shield, yeah, man.
Well,
Yeah, just like or Winston left click.
let,
win.
let- there you go. Let's talk about Widowmaker. Her change.
So the Mercy nerf with the damage boost kind of not only directly affected Widowmaker, but then they also nerfed Widowmaker on top of that.
Yeah.
Because one of the big things, especially in like the higher end and competitive play right now, is the damage boosted Widowmaker, the damage boosted Pharah. Okay.
Yep.
So they reduced the damage on Widowmaker's scoped damage, not her assault rifle damage, but only her scoped damage. It's now you have to be a lot more tactful when landing shots with Widowmaker now. You basically have to hit the head or you're not going to kill someone.
Yep.
Even with 100%. I mean, if you hit like a McCree or you hit a Diva outside of her mech or you hit a Tracer,
Or Mercy.
yeah, you could kill, or a Mercy. Yeah, you can kill them in one shot if you get, chest or up. But most others, you have to land at least 2 now. Not only that, but they made it to where when you fire a round while you're scoped, it's using 3 rounds instead of 1.
No. No.
So now, while you're scoped, you can only fire off 10 rounds before having to reload.
Yep.
Which, in my eyes, was a smart change. You
Totally.
you can't just have a Widowmaker sitting there spam friggin' scoped shots all day. 30 scoped shots
That's
Yeah.
a bit too much, yeah. Man.
in the hands of someone like Clockwork. Like, come on, come on. Like, that's just not even fair. So, even though Widowmaker is one of my favorite heroes, I think that the changes to her were very necessary for the health and integrity of play.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's true.
And then Mei can no longer gain the ultimate charge while her Blizzard is active, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Widowmaker can no longer gain ultimate charge while her ultimate's active. Lucio can't. Basically, anybody who has a channeled ultimate, like 76 Visor,
Yep.
or a Lucio ultimate, or a Recon Visor, things of that nature, or Blizzard from Mei, or Roadhog. Although
Yep.
I don't think Roadhog could gain
I don't
charge.
think
while
he could either.
I don't think he could from the get-go, but still, now that those changes are in place now, I think everybody's in a little bit better place.
Yeah, I agree. And finally, there's no more. It's not in this last patch. I think it was the one before. You can't get multiple Meis gaining up on you and freezing you in like 1 second. I don't know if you ever
Yes,
experienced that.
the freezing doesn't stack anymore.
Thank you.
That was highly necessary. Like, I would go against Culture and Vorpal, like 2 of my good buddies in private
okay.
matches. They would both play Mei. They would both just sit there, left click on someone, and kill them almost instantly. It's just like,
Yep.
guys, this isn't even fun.
No,
I
no
might as well
man,
go back to queuing up solo and laughing at them.
Oh, awesome. Well, I'm sure there's gonna be more changes like we just discussed coming down the pipeline, and we'll cover those as time goes on. So, I think that brings us really to the end, or well, not the end, but the end of this week's topics. Now, chat, thank you for being here. Do you have any questions about the game? Do you have any questions for venaGe? Wow, I cannot talk.
venaGe.
venaGe.
venaGe, yeah, that's right. I mean, I know my nickname is sometimes a bit tricky. I had some fun times when I was in German TV playing some games. They misspelled it like 5 times live on air, and my back name as well, my real name. It was pretty funny. So yeah, some good stories about that.
So if you have any questions, let us know. If you have any questions about the game in general, let us know. Let's go and check and see if we have anybody that's asked us a question today on hashtag #AskOvercast. Remember that you can always use that hashtag to have your questions answered here on the show, and it can be about the game. You can ask Chris about what his favorite sweet snack is. I don't know, whatever you want to talk about.
You know, I will say this though, Mr. Aragon's question from September 2nd was finally answered. Ninja guy coming or not? Guess what?
There we
Yeah.
go.
He's coming.
We're a little bit late on that one, but it happened, right?
just a little bit. Just what, 2.5 months?
It's all good. It's all good.
We're all right. But anyways, that is going to bring us to the end of our show today, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Patrick, thank you so much again for
Thanks
coming
for
on
having
the
me.
show.
It was great. Thanks,
It's
man.
been an absolute pleasure.
Yes.
One last time, let everybody out there know where they can find you.
So yeah, you can find me on YouTube at venaGe Does Overwatch. This is my YouTube channel. I would love if you check it out. So I'm gonna make from now constantly content on this channel, and venaGe just with a big G on Twitter. So you can find me there. I would love if we play some games in the future. And thanks guys for having me. It was great to have a talk with you and chat with you.
Oh, definitely. It was a pleasure.
Yep, it has been
Thanks,
our
man.
pleasure. And as always, guys, you can always find us on Twitter at Overcast Show. You can find us at our website, theovercastshow.blogspot.com. You can always, of course, find us on our new Facebook page. You can find the audio version of this podcast on iTunes and Podbean, maybe SoundCloud. Wink, wink, Bryce.
Maybe Stitcher soon as well.
And of course, this is all under the umbrella of Frozen Fox Radio. Thank you so much for allowing us to do this amazing show. So that's going to bring us once again, guys, to the end of Overcast episode 19. Again, thank you so much for those of you who tuned in live. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like it, subscribe, all the fun stuff. If you're on iTunes, give us the 5 stars. If you're on SoundCloud, if it's on there, I don't know. But make sure you give it a download and make sure you give us your feedback. So our next show is going to be 2 weeks from today, 3 p.m. Pacific.
2 weeks. 1 week. 1 week.
1 week. I am so sorry. I forgot we
you're-
completely went
you're-
to a weekly.
You're living back in the
Although
old
we've been
days.
doing that, yes, as always. We will be back next Saturday, same bad time, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern here on twitch.tv/Overcast Show. I am Chris Matrix.
And I am Frostee.
And I'm venaGe.
And we'll see you next
Yeah.
week.